Salute, salute, salute. Salute to the people. Yeah, I had to jump on this joint real quick and talk about my Knickerbockers. There's a lot going on, so I gotta, ask the people, man. For a quick second, see what y'all think about, what's going on. Somebody came in the building and bounced. Could at least stay for about 5 minutes into the show. Could have stayed 5 minutes into the show, man. Word, could have gave me 5 minutes. That's a whole fact. But other than that, though, we gonna talk about it. I want to know, is Giannis a dope trade for us? That's what I want to know. Word, I want to know if Giannis a dope trade. Like, should we? Well, it's two questions. If we ain't got to give up Cat, I think that's a dope trade. If we ain't got to give up Cat, if we got to give up Cat, I don't think that's a good trade. Now, if you go ahead and you can get that off and get Giannis, you know what I'm saying, without having to give up Cat, then yeah, that's a problem to be reckoned with right there, people. You got Giannis, Cat, and Jalen. 9 times out of 10, Mikal probably be gone. I wouldn't touch OG. Like, my building block will be them, moving forward would just be OG, Jalen Brunson, and Cat, untouchable, man. Everybody else, you dig? Everybody else could go. You know what I mean? But them three right there is untouchable. So I want to talk about that. Yeah, we only got about 30 minutes on this joint. So I'm gonna 30 to an hour. We'll see how it play out. Then we got to talk about why is Mark Jackson being overlooked? Why is Mark Jackson being overlooked, people? That should be the talk of the NBA right now. I wonder why no one touches that subject. No one, how can I put it? Like, no one is giving Mark like the alley-oop, you know what I'm saying, pretty much, to talk how he feel. Like, I don't see nobody doing that. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody really, coming up to Mark's behalf. Just even as being a coach, ex-coach, whatever. Because I'm sure if the fans can figure it out, I'm sure employees of the NBA can figure it out. I'm sure of that. So I don't know why is it that hard of a choice to make. I mean, he has a winning pedigree. Who did he rub the wrong way? Pause. Who did Mark rub the wrong way? Pause. Because it's hard to see year after year after year, Mark Jackson is still around without a job. It's confusing, people. I don't know that it just smells fishy. I'm just being honest on my man Mikey B voice. It just smells fishy. It did not even to top it off, right? Not even to top it off. You got a guy like, okay, Mike Brown gets hired with the Knicks, right? Wouldn't that, or should I say, should that have been the time where Mike Brown could at least made it right? Added Mark to his assistant coaching staff? Like, I mean, come on. Like, how can you ignore Mark Jackson even as an assistant coach? Like, how could you? That's like a smack in the face to Mark Jackson. Because pretty much what you're saying is that forget the fact if Mike Brown better than Mark Jackson. Well, you mean to tell me the organization feel like Jalen Brunson's father is better than Mark Jackson as an assistant coach? Come on, people. You can't be serious, man. You can't be serious. So y'all saying Jalen Brunson's father is better than Mark Jackson as an assistant coach? Can't make this up, man. So I want to know who did he rub the wrong way? That, like, it's clearly, man, it's not allegedly, it's clearly, Mark is being blackballed. Clearly. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Mark Jackson is clearly being blackballed. I mean, we can't make it up. Ain't nothing that you say, oh, you're exaggerating. None of that. You ain't gotta go through none of that. Like, you ain't gotta go through none of that. That's it. Like, you ain't got, you know what I mean, people? You don't have to go through none of that. Like, that's a fact. You ain't, like, it is what it is. And it's sad because this is not a guy that we're just saying, yo, just because, he Afro-American, he need a job. No, I would say his resume, it shows it. Mark has a good resume. We're not making this up. Mark Jackson has a dope resume. And to see Mark Jackson without a job, even as an assistant coach, is no bueno.com. SnowBueno.com, people. Mark Jackson should be on somebody's coaching staff, without a shadow of a doubt. And that's just calling it, down the line. That's calling it down the line. I'm not ready to say Jalen Brunson Favre is better than Mark Jackson as an assistant coach. I'm just not ready to say that. I'm not ready to say that. It's spooky to see others that have been around, you dig, not stepping up. Not even to say that, not to say nothing. But we take a guy like Mike Brown. When you get that opportunity, and you at least, you know what I'm saying? You at least, people, give that some thought, some consideration. I mean, that's what that's supposed to be. You go try to hire people who, I mean, the resume don't match up. And I say the same thing with some of these owners, these league owners, how they go get head coaches who resume don't add up. Like, that's the part that's confusing to me. Some of these league owners, these team owners, they go get resumes that just don't even add up. Not only that, they go get somebody who resume don't even add up to some of the coaches that's out there with no jobs. We got a list. Stan Van Gundy, Jeff Van Gundy, you got Mark Jackson, who else out there? You got Woodson. Woodson is he's somebody that resume, should sit well with people. Wow, who else you got out there, man? That resume. Mike Malone. Damn, it's crazy, right? Like, all those guys' names is Mike. Mike Brown, Mike Malone, Mike Woodson. You know what I'm saying? But those are guys, people that they resume speaks for itself. You know what I mean? That resume, it speaks for itself. Like, that shouldn't even be, that shouldn't even be a question. Like, I thought that's how they hire coaches. You know what I'm saying? I thought that's how they hire coaches, via their resume. What have you done lately? You know what I'm saying? What have you done lately? But you look around and you see all these guys that get these coaching jobs. Like, I'm going to say it. I don't think J.J. Redick was ready to be a coach. Like, I'm just saying. I don't think J.J. Redick that was a bad decision on the Lakers. J.J. Redick was not ready to be a coach. He was not ready to run a franchise like that anyway. Yeah, he was not ready to run a franchise like that anyway. J.J. Redick was not ready to run that franchise. That's a fact. The respect factor ain't there. You see, that's another thing. You know, how you could go into a gym full of grown men, right? And you a guy, right? That you know, you a guy that that was not held to, you know, superstar status. You know what I'm saying? Like, what could you tell somebody, right, going into a locker room like you got like a guy like LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? You got a guy like you know, Giannis, Joker, you know, plethora of more guys. Like, how can JJ Redick earn the respect from his guys in the locker room? Yeah, I mean, you, like this is what I be saying. JJ Redick? Like, how can somebody even take him serious? Like, he wasn't even superstar status. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't even superstar status, man. That's a fact. Wasn't even superstar status. And here you go running an organization like the LA Lakers. Like, what? You got guys like, you know, LeBron James on your team. Like, how you, like, what did you do? You know, and I'm not saying like that'd be a reaction, but when you're competitive, you know what I mean, and you know, you got love for the sport. How is it you know what I'm saying, you okay with knowing and understanding that you, I mean, to be honest, you ain't putting no work in. You ain't putting no work in the league for you to run around and act like you could run a team like the Lakers. I was just confused by that whole scenario. You would have been better off staying with him, with Don. You know what I mean? Like, that right there was a bad decision. But hey, you know what I'm saying? But hey, who am I? You know what I mean? Who am I? Word up. But to me, it's just a bad decision. It's sad. It's just sad, people. You know, for me, it's a bad decision. You know, by these owners. You know, I guess it's safe to say, you know, they chase who you know. You know what I mean? It's pretty much who you know. You know, nowadays, it's who you know. You know? It's definitely who you know, because there's no way when you're looking for a coach and your first options is these options that we've been watching, people. There's no way. It is no way, man, that you say we looking for a coach to run a well-known organization, and you come up with a JJ Redick, you come up with a who's the guy over there that took over the Cleveland job? You got these head coaches that don't supposed to be head coaches. They supposed to at least start at assistant. You know what I mean? At least start at assistant coach. You know what I'm saying? There's no, I don't see where the criteria fit that Mark Jackson is not dope either or. I don't understand that method. You know what I mean? I don't want that right there. Don't sit well with me. You know, for the league to say, okay, well, We're going to hire you as an assistant coach, and you have a Mark Jackson still out there that don't have a head coaching job. You know what I'm saying? Like, pause. Pause. But y'all get what I'm saying, though, right? Like, it's just crazy. It's crazy, people. You know what I mean? It's just that. It's just crazy. Mark Jackson is still sitting without a job. And then it got bad because I think even with the ESPN, who he was with, ESPN or TNT, I don't know who he was with. Yeah, I don't know who he was with. Yeah, I don't know who he was with, people. You know what I'm saying? But I do know and understand that Mark Jackson should have a job. I do know that. Mark should have a job. There's no way Mark Jackson is sitting without a job, yo. And he had made a statement and, you know, expressed how he feel. But, you know, Mark, he's a God-fearing man. So, you know, he keeps it, you know, he keeps it clean. You know what I'm saying? He keeps it clean. I must say that. He keeps it clean. He don't get caught up, which I think he can. You know, he has his own platform, so I really feel like he should tell his story. Because the fans would like to know. The fans would like to know why Mark ain't landing a job. The fans would like to know that. The fans would like to know why Mark Jackson can't land a job with the resume he has. That's a fact. People want to know that. I know I do. Oh, I'm bugging. DBN, salute, my guy. Griselda, salute. K-Sean, salute. My bad, I ain't even pay attention to the chat. Oh, Henny, salute. Black Anderson, salute. Bobby Ramos, salute. Wild Country, salute. Okay. Asia, salute. Okay, Rose Gold, what's Papino? That's a fact, Rose. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, you ain't never lied, Rose. That's a whole fact. I forgot all about Sam Cassell. Should be one of them at least with a head coaching job because he been an assistant for I don't know how long. You know what I mean? He been an assistant, so he put his work in. You know what happened to that? You know what I'm saying? What happened to the guys who put their work in, who showed that they can, you know, manage a team, who showed, you know what I'm saying? Like, what happened with that? You know, these are players that now, with these young players coming in the building, like now they are, oh wow, that's Sam Cassell. Gary Payton, yo, that's the glove. It's respect there. And respect goes a long way when you're dealing with the younger guys. When you're dealing with, because this is a young league now. When you're dealing with this young league, you need these type of individuals that can identify to this young group of, you know, gentlemen that's coming into the league. You know, these guys who ain't putting no work in the league, the respect is not there. There's no respect. Not somebody gonna respect a JJ Redick. You know what I'm saying? As a fan, I'm looking at JJ like, what? What did you do for the NBA? You was a bust. You was considered anyway to be a bust. Yeah, you may have had a couple good games under your belt, but you's a bust. You know what I mean? And you look at these other coaches. Who that? Damn, what's the name, yo? Over there with the New Orleans Pelicans. Nah, hey, yo, Rose Gold, nah, I lost faith in Chauncey Billups. That's a fact. I lost faith in Chauncey, man. I think Chauncey is just not a good coach. He's just not a great coach, man. Chauncey Billups should have became an assistant coach first and got all the wrinkles out and then became a coach. You know what I'm saying? Like Chauncey Billups, just the coaching thing is not for him. You know, that's just me being honest. I don't think, you know, the coaching, you know what I'm saying, is for Chauncey. Yeah, I don't think Rose, I don't think, you know, the coaching, I don't think that's a good look. I think he should have became assistant coach first. You know what I'm saying? I think he should have became assistant coach first and then jumped in, you know what I mean? And then jumped into it. Yeah, Willie Green. Yeah, man, Willie Green shouldn't be no head coach. He shouldn't even be, because now I think he's the general manager or something, right? Come on, man. Yo, they got Landry Fields over in Atlanta as a general manager. Landry Fields. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, people. They got Landry Fields. Smarter than your average say, you're not going to listen to nobody you name. LeBron, yeah, that's a fact. But see, that's the point I'm making. Smarter than your average. You got these guys that are being hired, right? And their resume is not resumeing. There is no respect level. If you get someone like DC Sloop, if you get somebody in there, man, with a resume that been there, done that, it's no way, man, the God's green earth, man, that these young men is not going to listen. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these coaches now, they're calling them players coach. No, you're not getting paid to be a players coach. You're getting paid to get them players a ring. That's what you're getting paid for. You're not getting paid to go there to be their friend. You're not getting paid for that. You're not getting paid for that. I'm just being honest. You're not getting paid for that. I mean, just being honest, man. And a lot of them teams that allows the players to run the team, when you look at it, people, they go nowhere fast. I'm just being honest. They go nowhere fast. You know, they go nowhere fast. You know, so I just don't understand the method of these guys. And especially when you talk about guys like Landry Fields. He was on the Knicks. I'm saying in my mind, like, how did he even surpass being an assistant coach and being a head coach? How did he surpass that? Like, I want to know that. I want to know how did Landry Fields surpass that? These are the things that, that's mind-boggling. Landry Fields? Knicks should have kept Tibbs until they. I mean, yeah, Rose, I agree with you. We should have kept Tibbs, even if we wasn't trying to hire nobody else. We should have gave Tibbs another year, because due to Tibbs' first year with the first year coaching. Well, I can't even say that, but on the Knicks coaching Cat, I think Tibbs should have had a better shot. You know what I mean? And making it happen. You know what I mean? I do think that. But even with that though, Rose, you still got a Mark Jackson sitting out there. That should have been an immediate hire. Mark Jackson. You got who that? What I was about to say. Oh, Jeff Van Gundy, Stan Van. It's plethora of names, man. That I'm saying that I think would have been a better choice. You know what I mean? It would have started off with respect. Yeah, yeah. You know, I throw him in the trade, Rose. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I know it sound bugged out, but I would have do Brunson in the trade. That's a fact. That's a fact. So I want to know. I want to know. What I'm saying. What pieces will we give up if the Greek, if Giannis is talking about coming to the Knicks? I don't want to gut our roster. You know what I mean? People make a lot of sense. Like, why would you give up an older LeBron? Why would you give up an older LeBron for a younger Karl-Anthony Towns? You know what I mean? Why would you know what I mean? So that part makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you can throw some other players in there, you dig? If you could throw them in there, Mikal Bridges, I throw Mitch in there. I throw Mitch in there. I throw Mitch in there. Mitch should be a nice backup for him. They got Miles Turner over there to start. Mitch should be a nice backup for Miles Turner, or they could play both. I throw Mitch in there. Mitch and Mikal Bridges and some first round picks. That should be enough. Nah, DC. I wouldn't trade Cat, DC. Nah. I trade Brunson before I trade Karl-Anthony Towns, man. It's safe to say you can't build a team around Jalen Brunson, because he's a shoot first guard. Jalen Brunson is a shoot first guard. You could build a team around Cat. You could build a team around Cat. Cat does everything. If you could give Cat the comfortability and the green light to do just that, Cat will do everything. Cat is that guy. That's a fact. Cat is that guy. Like, you just can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't ignore that. Even Patrick Ewing. right? Even a guy like Patrick Ewing, you know, deserve a shot. You know what I'm saying? Even Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing deserves a shot. I think Patrick Ewing deserves a shot. You know what I mean? I don't think Patrick Ewing got a fair share. He went through the ranks, just like I said, people. He went through. He went. Pat went through the ranks. You see what I'm saying? Why not Pat? I don't know, man. You know, Lakers got. You know, you would think you would never be saying this, but the Lakers got a lot of work to do. I give the Lakers. I give them 2 years because I want to see what they're gonna do with LeBron. They got to get rid of LeBron, and then they can start their building process. They got to get rid of LeBron. In order for the Lakers to go where they need to go, they got to get rid of LeBron. That's a fact. They got to get rid of LeBron. Unless LeBron is willing to take less money, which we know he didn't. We know he didn't do that. So how can you pay role players to come in there and do their job? You wind up, you end up with players like Ayton. Like he couldn't even do it over there in Phoenix. He couldn't even go to Portland and become the guy. Like, these are spots that he could have came in and did his thing. PC said Bronny is next up. Bronny looked despicable, man. Only because LeBron James is his father. He looks despicable, yo. And it's sad to say it. I know it is. But he just looks bad, people. LeBron James' son looks bad. Like, he can't even go in there and... I mean, you're supposed to go in there and destroy them summer league dudes. Facts. I don't think... I'm going to say this, too. I don't think Cooper Flag going to have a great NBA career. Watching his game, I don't think... I think he'd be a great role player. I think Cooper Flag would be a great role player. Rose Gold, you trolling right now, Rose. You trolling right now. Because that was a good game from Cooper Flag. Like, with all that number one pick and all that, that's the kind of game that he's going to give an NBA team night in, night out. 6, 7 rebounds, you know what I'm saying, 10, 15 points, maybe 2 or 3 assists. That'd be a great game for him. That's not... He didn't get locked down. He's just not going to be able to do what he did in college, not in the NBA. But he still ended up with a... Yo, listen. And he still ended up with a better game than LeBron James' son. He still ended up with a better game, Rose, than LeBron James' son. That's a fact. He still ended up with a better game. Yeah, I don't even know. My joint is tweaking. My joint's saying 23 minutes. They is wilding right now. They is wilding. I'm at least 40 minutes into this live, 45 minutes into this live. Kuba shot 5 for 21. Yeah, he shot 5 for 21, Rose, but at the end of it all, still, you know, he had a productive game. That's a productive game. No, he ain't throw 20 in it, because he's not. I don't see him being a takeover player. I don't see Cooper Flag being a takeover player. I give him a complimentary player. I give him that. I give him that. I give him that. But yeah, I give him that. I will give him a little more. Now I give him that. I give Cooper Flag that. You know what I'm saying? I give Cooper Flag that. But he's definitely not gonna be a superstar player. Now playing with a guy like Kyrie Irving, then he got AD there. Now I'm just gonna make it more easy for him because his basketball IQ is better than his game. You know what I'm saying? Cooper, his basketball IQ is better than his game. That's a fact. So I will say that. I will say that. His basketball IQ is definitely better than his game. But still, that doesn't, you got to perform now. You got to produce. Got to produce. You got to produce, people. Because if you don't produce, all that number one draft pick ish don't mean nothing. That's a fact. It don't mean nothing. Word, it don't mean nothing. It don't mean a thing. You know what I mean? It definitely don't mean a thing. And when you come in the league playing with guys like Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, I think it should be a little more easier for him instead of him coming in and being the number one guy. Like, a third option for him is great. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Rose? Like a third option for Cooper is great. That's a fact. It's great. A third option. Third option for Cooper is great. Word up. It's dope. You know what I mean? But coming into the league, like being a man, I don't see it. But let's get back. What I think, yo, Rose. Yo, what y'all think about Giannis coming to the Knicks? And who would y'all give up? I wouldn't include Karl Anthony Towns in that trade. I know that. I definitely won't do that. Yeah, I definitely won't do that, people. I will not by any means necessary give up Karl Anthony Towns and Giannis trade. I wouldn't do that. That'd be defeating the purpose. Because you still gotta realize this, right? Giannis got to get them shots up. So would you think, right, that Jalen Brunson got to give up that ball? Jalen Brunson had to give up that. In order for them to have a good situation, Jalen Brunson have to give up that ball. That's a fact. Jalen Brunson, I had to get that up. That's an old fact. Jalen Brunson, I had to get that up. You will have to get that up. That's why I wouldn't get rid of Karl Anthony Towns. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wouldn't get rid of Karl Anthony Towns. Savage Edits, salute. Salute to Savage Edits. Appreciate the pull up. Yo, man, y'all already know, man. It's your boy 050 Bucks, man, aka Mr. Shoot Right Back. We here talking our Knicks talk. What's going down in the NBA. You know, we talking about how Mark Jackson is being blackballed in the NBA. You know, how, why is it he not, he don't even have an assistant coach job. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta wake up, people. We gotta wake up. There's no way, there's no way that that Mark don't have a job. That's blasphemy. That is blasphemy to know that Mark Jackson don't have a job in the league. It's crazy. Like I said, that's saying like a bunch of players, as a coach, right? As a coach, is better than Mark Jackson, even as an assistant or a head coach. It's bad. It's bad. But yo, that was my take on that, man. You know what I'm saying? For those, probably stayed in the bushes, you know what I'm saying? Leave a comment. Let me know how y'all feel. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all think, Mark Jackson is being blackballed? You know what I mean? We'll probably, I'll probably do another live on it. I go StreamYard, 6 o'clock. We could probably talk about that, and, plethora more things. I go StreamYard, we go, we go bunkers over there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of dope things going on in the sector. A lot of people getting packed up. A lot of people scrambling. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, with that being said, people, I'm about to be off this, and I'm going to catch y'all at 6 o'clock. Appreciate everybody for pulling out, pulling up. Pause. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, let me know in the comment section. Let me know, who would y'all give up for Giannis to the Knicks? And how y'all feel about Mark Jackson getting blackballed. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna see y'all at 6 o'clock. We gonna talk more of that. I will be doing StreamYard. Come up, pull up, talk your talk. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, people. Spread the word. 050 Bucks, aka Mr. Shoot Right Back. We'll be going live at 6 o'clock. I've been doing this for some time now, so that's my slot. 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So don't beat me there, meet me there. It's your boy 050 Bucks, aka Mr. Shoot Right Back. See y'all at 6.